Hey, what's up guys, this is Sir2264, and on a recent couple trips to the flea market, I found some Buzz Lightyears that need a little bit of TLC. So here they are, I got them in this little cardboard box. So as you can see, this one I picked up for $3, and he is as you can see, the head is pretty messed up, but everything else, the stickers, and oh yeah, this doesn't have a wrist communicator, are in fairly decent condition. He's missing his back plate, which kind of sucks, but I think I can fix that. And yeah, so the head sculpt is very much taken from the signature collections, which I actually used on a custom Buzz Lightyear. So yeah, so that's the first one I got. Then I got some Disney Store Buzz Lightyears here. You know, all kinds of stickers, and both of these guys have the wrist communicators. So I'll definitely be borrowing one of these and putting it on this guy. So this first one, I think I bought it in a little bit of a lot. I got this Buzz Lightyear, Zurg, and Jessie for 20 bucks from a nice Mexican lady. So this one I actually really wanted because this has the Toy Story 3 chip inside of him. So he has all the lines from Toy Story 3 and none of the lines from Toy Story 4. So, and I wanted to use that foot for this guy over here so I could have the Andy on him. And then you have this guy from, I forgot how much I paid for this guy. I think I got him for like 20 bucks, and another Buzz Lightyear from the Lightyear movie that I kind of wanted to get because it had wings that opened up, and you know, I sprayed this little like vapor stuff to look like jet fuel or something. And I just grabbed him too. So, anyways, I'll probably be using this guy to tear apart because this Buzz Lightyear has got some crummy stickers and missing his laser sticker. And this is the one from Toy Story 4, so I'll live with this one's beat up a little bit. But anyways, let's throw some batteries in all these guys, some brand new batteries, and see if any of them work. So here we are, I loaded them up all with batteries, and
this is an intergalactic emergency. Buzz Lightyear, to the rescue!
yes, that is the actual sound effect that Buzz Lightyear uses in the movie. I guess it's supposed to be like a recharge sound. That's the sound effect. I don't know why it's on neither one of these. So, as you can see, the light bulb doesn't come on, but he does have his voice lines.
The slingshot maneuver is all we've got. Full speed ahead. This planet is toxic. Closing helmet to conserve oxygen.
And, hang on. So, no blinking lights. That kind of sucks. But as you can see, there must have been some kind of damage to the electronics because the light isn't coming on at all. The lights on the wings aren't coming on.
Scanning perimeter.
But it still has the voices, which is kind of nice. It does have the utility arm right here. So, yeah, I'll definitely... oh, dear Lord. I have customized 2 of these Disney Store Buzz Lightyears. It was a fairly lengthy process both times. You have to take a lot of these plastic caps off, and there's some screws underneath that are there. It's a pain in the butt to do it, but I think I'll definitely be taking this guy apart so I can donate some of his parts to this Buzz Lightyear here because it has the correct sound effect and the correct head. About that head though, I need to definitely take this guy apart as well to get to the head so I can see if I can clean that up without damaging the electronics. And if memory serves correct, there should be 2 screws in the head that will be easy to take out for the most part. And I think that's just pencil and marker, so I think some soap and water should be able to wash all that stuff off, hopefully. And yeah, that Buzz Lightyear back there, he works just fine. He does need a little bit of cleanup, so I'll definitely come in with some ibuprofen alcohol and some wet wipes and stuff and wipe him down and get him all cleaned up. And he works just fine too. So, anyways.
Evil Dr. Porkchop!
So this is really cool. I'm going to keep him as is. The laser works. So I'm going to keep him just as is, as a Toy Story 3 Buzz Lightyear for the most part. I am going to swap out this this foot right here that says Andy on it and put it on this Buzz Lightyear right here. So I have a movie accurate Buzz Lightyear version 2 because this guy is obviously missing his dome on top, the glass dome, which is okay with me. But anyways, yeah, I'll definitely be customizing these Buzz Lightyears. I do think it's quite strange. All the batteries that were inside all these Buzz Lightyears were their original batteries, and fortunately there wasn't any major corrosion. There was a little bit on that one, had a little bit of rust corrosion, but nothing overly damaging. I just find that very interesting. Obviously, this toy, the Buzz Lightyear toy, is very popular with families and kids. I do find it interesting that the batteries are from the factory, and I wonder why parents don't swap out the batteries on these things. I don't know. I think their kids just kind of grow up, and the kid doesn't want the toy anymore, or doesn't have interest in the toy, so the parent just sells it without really thinking about it. Um, you know, I guess I'm weird, but anyways. Oh, wrong one. Alright, guys. It is time to disassemble. Hang on a minute. How expensive a bat? Why can't they? Never mind. We're not getting into this yet. Anyways. You need to close your eyes, but don't worry. I'll get you back together. I'll get you back together. And not to get super sidetracked, but I think this would be I think a toy collector, and I know they kind of did it with Toy Story too, but I think a toy collector that gets a toy that is broken and repairs it. You know, and no criminal, no weirdness, I think would be a nice short. I mean, imagine if Buzz Lightyear breaks or something breaks on him, so Bonnie takes him to a repair shop or a toy collector who can fix him up. I think that would be kind of a neat spin to show that not all toy collectors are weird, creepy, fat losers that live in their mom's basement. Anyways, let's get these guys apart. So I have taken one of these apart before. I don't remember it being overly complicated. Basically, there are 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on that side. I don't remember there being a screw anywhere inside the battery compartment. So hopefully this whole section should be able to come up without any issue. But I should really start with this, because this is going to be a royal pain. Fortunately, I've done it a handful of times. So first you have to remove the battery pack. Fortunately, there's only 1 screw right there, so it just kind of pops up. And then there are 2 screws, one right here, and then you have this screw that's capped and this screw that's capped right here. They are a royal pain in the ass. I hate these things. I understand why they're here. I hate them anyways. But there are 2 screws right there. Fortunately, I think after that, you don't need to take anything off of here, because, yeah, so it should just be those 2 right there that are capped. I don't think you have to mess with this section at all, if memory serves correct. So it's just basically 2 screws, but these caps are just the worst. I tried drilling them out every time, and every time it was kind of a royal pain, but I need your left arm. So, future me will cut to that. Oh, come on, this usually works. I was originally going to use this device. It's a mini hand drill that I've used many times to take these Buzz Lightyears apart. But after 3 F-bombs, cursing out famous movie actors, and questioning life, existence, philosophy, religion, and all kinds of other things, I decided I should just use this crappy power tool I got at Harbor Freight. Because this and the little drill made quick work of those pains in the ass. So now I just gotta get the screws out. So it's been some time, I've had some time to think about it, and unfortunately I could not get that back plate to stay on there with some hot glue. But you know what, it's alright. As long as I'm looking at it from the front, I'll probably forget. And to be completely honest, I'm actually a little bit happier with this custom than the previous one. Now granted, this one was a lot less work, and also it doesn't, well, actually neither one of them glow in the dark. But overall, I think this Buzz Lightyear came out a lot better. I think it was just a simpler mod, I guess, really. It just really was. Now this one does have the cockpit that swooshes open and stuff. So, it does have the wrong laser sound. But it's got all the sound effects from Toy Story 3. So, Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 3. This one has kind of a combo of that. But either way, I think that this custom came out really good. I think the arm, for the most part, couldn't even tell if it was brand new. Now, granted, you could see the hot glue right there. But, you know, these things are not exactly built to be superposable. So you're going to just kind of put them in one spot and just kind of leave them alone. And I think ultimately they both came out really good. I now have a quote-unquote maybe Toy Story 1 with the wings that look really nice and the cockpit, and a Toy Story 2 and 3 Buzz Lightyear that doesn't have the dome over his face. So I think they both came out pretty good. So anyways guys, this is RSR2264, signing my moves. Peace. Have a great day. Also, I promise manga videos are on their way if I ever get around to reading them. And a video about this toy in particular is definitely on its way. I kind of forgot that you actually also have to undo the bottom, and I was having some issues with that one. Well, talk about a pain in the ass. I apologize for that one. But I got Buzz Lightyear disassembled, and now I have his left arm. Wahahaha. Now I can use this on that Buzz Lightyear, but I gotta take that one apart and safely put all of these parts in other. I gotta clean up my workspace a little bit. Kind of a mess, as you can see.
To infinity and beyond!
Alright, so this should be significantly easier to take apart. So, looks like all I'm going to have to do is, well, first and foremost, take the batteries out, and there's going to be, well, it seems like there's going to be 1, 2, looks like 3, 4 screws. And fortunately, the screws down here will be a lot easier to get to as well if I have to take those apart, which I probably will. So, anyways, I understand where they're coming from with the newer Buzz Lightyears. You want to have that plastic seal over them. You know, it looks aesthetically a little bit better, but when it comes to making repairs or doing a customization or something, it is a royal pain. So, but I guess it doesn't matter because, unfortunately, Thinkway, the company that made all these Buzz Lightyear toys and most of the Toy Story toys, has gone under. They went out of business. I have no idea why, but they just have. Well, it also doesn't help that Lightyear bombed really badly, so anyways. So here we have both of the arms, and as you can see, the peg on the old arm is significantly smaller. It looks like that, and the one on the new one is a lot bigger. So I have no idea how I'm going to even attempt this, because this older arm, as you can see, tons of screws, and this brand new one, what are screws? So I have a couple ideas with this one right here. I could potentially freeze it. I could potentially just rip it apart. My other idea was I could potentially just sand this down so it matches the diameter of that one, or cut it down, or sand it down, or something. I have no idea what I'm going to do with that, but fortunately I was able to get the head off without any issues. It's got 2 screws on the bottom, and I re-screwed this little green plastic piece with the screws. Actually goes on the bottom of this piece right here, in that middle hole right there. But I want to keep it attached so I don't lose anything. As you can see, Buzz Lightyear, he's going to need a little bit of a soak in some water and soap, and hopefully I can use one of the little scrub daddies and get all that crumb and crap off of his face. Yeah. And I'll probably dunk this in there as well and get some of that soap and water and a little crappy toothbrush and really get in there and really clean it. Oh, I guess I could take it apart even further and really detail the hell out of this. I think I'm going to do that because that is kind of sticky. So, anyways, it'll be a fairly simple process. I have no idea what I'm doing with the arms, because the thing with the arms is the old one comes in this, pops into this little socket right there, so I have no idea what I'm going to do. I really wish I had the strength of Hulk and went BAM and just kind of chopped this arm off and then just kind of glue it onto that one, but I don't. But it's interesting to see how the design principle has kind of changed. And how you can kind of see the evolution of the design and the plastic. The type of plastic is brighter on the new one than the older one. This is kind of a dullish, almost bluish, grayish plastic compared to the really bright white plastic. So anyways, I just thought that was interesting. So anyways, let me get these parts cleaned up, and I think I gotta come up with something for this over here, because Buzz Lightyear is not Buzz Lightyear without a wrist communicator. Well, my assumption was correct. It's coming off with just a little bit of soap and water. Awesome, that is a huge relief. This is probably the best head sculpt that was ever made for a Buzz Lightyear toy. So, anyways, I'm going to finish cleaning him up. Amazing, just amazing. So, I am very glad I was able to clean him up, because this face sculpt is just perfect. It's Buzz Lightyear. And there are some sculpts that people have 3D printed that are movie accurate, but I still think this is the best one you can get without going to 3D printing. And with 3D printing, you have to paint it and stuff, and this, you don't. So, anyway, awesome head sculpt. So now I just gotta finish up the other parts and get them back together. So here's Buzz, all cleaned up. Looks great. Got them all tightened up. And it only just occurred to me that the head does not rotate on this. Not really. But anyways, halfway done with the customization. So I got him all cleaned up. Now, I think I'm going to need a hand with this. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was so terrible. This is why I like dealing with screws and not plastic welding. Well, nothing like a little bit of elbow grease and some patience can't fix. I get it. Elbow. Alright, that's enough of that. So, now that I have this taken apart, basically, all I'm going to pretty much try to do is I'm going to take a screwdriver and take off this arm and see if I can't get this, or at least this top piece and the part that opens on top of this, but I highly doubt it, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of surgery. And I do, if memory serves correct, the port for the hand is very different. And speaking of the hand, it disappeared into the shadow realm apparently, so hopefully this goes well. So the super glue wasn't working, so I broke out some hot glue and glued it into place. And I did want to keep some of the articulation in there, so you have to be really gentle with it, but it does move. I did kind of think about gluing it as static, but I really wanted to keep it kind of posable in a way. And I also couldn't get the feet to work, so it doesn't have Andy written down there. Well, that's alright. I'll live. So, yeah, I got the head all cleaned up, and he looks infinitely better than he did beforehand. Now, for the back of Buzz Lightyear, he didn't come with a back plate, so I took off the there's a little piece of brown plastic that's right there, so you could attach a back to it. So I decided to take this one from the Disney store, Buzz Lightyear, and just tear it apart. And now I just have a back. So using that same hot glue, so it's not a permanent fixture. So if I ever do track down the actual back plate that went to one of these, I could put that on there instead. So I'm going to hot glue it on pretty much like that, after I get this back plate on and some batteries on. But anyways, almost done. Well, it's not a perfect customization, but because you can definitely see the hot glue. And overall, I think this came out really good. Oof, if I could hit the button.
I'm stationed up in the Gamma Quadrant of Sector 4.
Yeah.